authorized financial institutions, or AFIs, using sand dollars is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Step 1. Identify your preferred AFI by browsing their websites or contacting them directly. Step 2. Download the free mobile application from Google Play or the Apple Store and then register for a sand dollar account. Step 3. Load money onto your mobile app and begin sending and receiving sand dollars or purchasing and selling goods and services.
We are pleased to be
your central bank approved
digital wallet providers.
It does not matter
which of us you choose.
You can pay for goods and services
wherever sand dollar is accepted.
We are all in this together.
Visit sanddollar.bs for more information.
When we started Stormframe Windows in 1999, we wanted to fabricate an impact-rated product to compete with the Florida market, and we've done this. There's no fabricator or vendor from Florida that can do what we can in the Bahamas. Because we fabricate locally and we're a local-based company, we have the capability to provide better customer service than our competitors. With all the worldwide supply chain issues, we at Stormframe have improved our fabrication process and have invested in stock to be able to produce our orders in 4 weeks. We also keep in stock over 400 windows and doors at standard sizes for walk-in customers to purchase. Our professional sales staff is here to assist you with the complete purchase and installation. We also service and ship to the Out Islands.
Thank you for your support, Bahamas.
Thank you for your support, Bahamas.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the news, scores of residents in West Grand Bahama and Bimini constituency rushing to register to vote in the upcoming by-election. Plus, PLP gears up for by-election candidate selection. And the Liwathon Group receives a $71 million loan guarantee. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Good evening and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topping the news tonight, there is an increase in persons registering to vote in the upcoming West Grand Bahama and Bimini by-election. The constituency left vacant following the untimely death of the late Minister of Social Services, Broadcasting, Information, and Member of Parliament for the area. While a writ for the nomination date for the upcoming by-election has yet to be filed, the Administrator for West Grand Bahama, Leonard Dames Jr., says those who are eligible are registering to vote, as he urges those who have yet to do so to visit the various registration centers. Jolanda Thompson-Everest joins us live tonight with more. Jolanda.
Romiko, as we await the nomination date for the by-election in West Grand Bahama and Bimini to be announced by the Governor General, registration process for voters is now open. Today we witnessed many persons, particularly young people, getting registered for the upcoming by-election in West Grand Bahama. We spoke with Administrator Leonard Dames Jr., who confirmed that the local office has been busy all day, adding that he and his team are working tirelessly to prepare more applications for those who are ready to vote.
I must say that up to the date, we would have started the registration process about a week for 2 weeks now, and up to the date we have at least about 100 different transactions, and the majority of them will be persons who register for the first time, at least about 60. We would have about 24 persons who would have transferred, and also about 20 persons who would have their voters card replaced for whatever reason. So once we feel comfortable that those persons were entitled, that we allow them to be a part of this process.
Dames Jr. continues that the process is going very well and that the registrants are cooperating to ensure a smooth voting process. But eligible voters should note that once a writ has been made, registration will temporarily be suspended.
Persons who would have registered the day before on the announcement, before we close our normal hours, they would be included in the current register. But persons who would have registered that day leading up to it, we would have to include them when we resume registration after the election. So that's basically how it works, in that the announcement will be made for the nomination and for the election process, and then we would start preparing for the election.
The West Grand Bahama administrator also stating that the register will periodically read names of persons who can no longer vote and they will be removed from the system.
National Insurance, they are expected to give statistical information to the department so as to take off the persons who die. The morticians at the funeral home, they are required to also submit information to the department so that they could clean up the register. Then the Department of Correction, BDOC, they too are required to present information because persons who are incarcerated, they cannot vote.
Now, Dames concludes that officials will be on the grounds visiting homes to verify that persons are indeed registered. He also explains that once a nomination date has been set and candidates for the constituency has been selected and verified for their seat, the work begins. After a date is announced, poll workers will begin training to cover 10 polling stations in West Grand Bahama and 4 in Bimini. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Jolanda Thompson-Everest. Back to you, Romiko.
Thanks so much, Jolanda. Well, in other news, the Progressive Liberal Party announcing on Sunday through a press release that the organization is now accepting applications for potential candidates to contest the upcoming by-election in West Grand Bahama and Bimini constituency. This statement issued by the Secretary General of the PLP, Barbara Cartwright, outlined the party's process. Tonight, our Aja Kwant has the latest.
The ball is definitely rolling. Political aspirants of the Progressive Liberal Party has just 2 days to submit their applications to represent the party in the upcoming by-election for the West Grand Bahama and Bimini seat. Secretary General Barbara Cartwright releasing a statement detailing that to be considered for the nomination, interested individuals must submit a written application, a copy of their Bahamian passport, along with their resume. The statement by the PLP reads in part that the party will be accepting applications for possible nominees to contest the by-election scheduled for the West Grand Bahama and Bimini constituency. The by-election is occasioned by the untimely passing of the late Honorable Obadiah Wilchcomb. Meanwhile, a voice note released by the chairman of the Progressive Liberal Party, the Honorable Fred Mitchell, on Monday morning shares more details into the PLP's application process.
The decision of the party is one in its absolute discretion. All aspirants must express their interest by Tuesday, 17th October 2023 at midnight.
Following the submission of applications, aspiring candidates are expected to be available for in-person interviews on short notice as the party progresses through the selection process. In 2021, there were 3 political aspirants from the PLP, the late Member of Parliament for West Grand Bahama and Bimini, the Honorable Obi Wilchcomb, attorneys Paco Deal and Kingsley Smith. This time around, former Member of Parliament for Golden Gates has also announced his intention to apply and run for the seat.
We promise the people of West Grand Bahama and Bimini that they will get a nominee who is a fit and proper person in every respect and will bring a fresh perspective to Parliament. As the former Prime Minister Perry Christie said in 2002 when he refused the nomination of a well-known businessman, "I'd rather lose doing the right thing than win doing the wrong thing." May Almighty God guide the wisest counsel in this matter.
Now, the statement concludes by reminding each applicant that as a condition of being a part of the application process, each of them must understand and accept that the decision of the party is within its absolute discretion. Of course, this by-election will be closely watched in the coming weeks as it unfolds. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Aja Kwant.
Thanks, Aja. Now, according to a local daily, opposition leader Michael Pintard said that the Free National Movement Party will contest the West Grand Bahama and Bimini seat, but the party is not yet settled on a candidate. Meanwhile, Coalition of Independents leader Lincoln Bain has also announced his intention to run as a candidate for the West Grand Bahama and Bimini constituency. Well, the race for representation in West Grand Bahama and Bimini has officially kicked off as aspirants vie for the vacant seat. The pivotal question lingering in the air is who possesses the qualifications and merits to fill this position. Well, those questions are being answered tonight by the late Honorable Obi Wilshcombe, who in his own words shared what qualifications to look for in a candidate during his bid to be nominated by the people in 2021.
Choose our candidates. And who's going to choose those candidates? And what are we looking for in the candidate? And how do we know that person, not because you like them, is a great candidate?
All great questions that the late Honorable Obadiah Wilshcombe answered during a meeting held in West Grand Bahama in 2021 as he sought to be nominated. He advocated for runoffs as a means to empower the people in determining the most suitable candidate.
And we had to do 3 runoffs before it was finished. And so why aren't we allowing the people then to make the decision? Everybody shows up and says, I want to be a candidate. And everybody would do some bootlicking to be a candidate. But are they going to be a good candidate?
He believes voters should consider the traits and qualities of an individual when making their choice.
What is their characteristics? What did they do before they tried to be a candidate? Tell me about their service to country. Tell me about what they did. Did they just simply come out of law school or come out of med school or come out of the accounting field and say, I want to be a candidate? What committee you was before? Were you ever part of any bodies? Did you participate in anything before? Oh, no. Oh, no. What you going to do now?
The One Love MP told meeting attendees that the worthiness of an individual for public office should not be determined by their profession, but rather rooted in the nature of their heart.
The great Sir Lyndon Pinlin used to say that you could always see somebody teeth, but you can't ever see the heart. It's the heart. It is that's why you end up with the Clarence Baines and the Clifford Darlings. If you were asking them to be college graduates, they were not. What they were, though, were people who cared about people.
He says a leader is defined by their love for people and their dedication to serving them.
You're looking for those persons who are not trying to be served, but want to serve. So Grand Bahama, you've got to think about it. What is it that we're trying to build? What is it that we want in Grand Bahama? What difference do we want to make?
Well, some good news for the island's industrial sector. The Lewithon Group, formerly Equinor, has received a $71.3 million loan guarantee from Exim for this relaunch of South Riding Point Terminal in the Bahamas. Shashina Wolf-Farquharson reports.
According to the recent press release, the Lewithon Group, a global leader in the energy sector, is pleased to announce that the board of directors of the Export-Import Bank of the United States has approved a final commitment loan guaranteed exceeding $71.3 million. This significant financial backing will support the relaunch of the 1.1 million M3 South Riding Point Energy Terminal in the Bahamas later this year. The loan guarantee marks one of the largest financial commitments by Exim for a project in the Caribbean community. Now, a spokesperson for the group says that this milestone underscores the commitment to operational excellence and strategic asset growth. Meantime, Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, says that this investment marks another pivotal moment in the revitalization of the Grand Bahama economy. According to the press release, the loan from the Export-Import Bank of the United States to the Lewithon Group Import Bank will bring new investments, new jobs, and new entrepreneurial opportunities to Grand Bahama Island. The $71.3 million arrangement reaffirms Lewithon Group's commitment to sustainable growth, and the government is happy to support this major project as they work together to create a brighter future for the island and its people. The release also notes that the relaunch of the South Riding Point
is a pivotal moment for both the United States and the Bahamas. It adds that it will also create numerous job opportunities in both countries and contribute to community development in Freeport while reinforcing energy security between the Americas and the international markets as a major transshipment storage, blending, and export maritime energy terminal. Liwathon Group owns over 2.1 million M3 of storage across two major terminals, including the one in the Bahamas, reinforcing its global presence in the energy sector. Now, as you may recall, the South Riding Point terminal sustained damage from Hurricane Dorian back in 2019, where the tops of 3 tanks blew off, causing a major spill in an estimated amount of 119,000 barrels of oil. Following an extensive cleanup effort, Equinor entered into an agreement with Liwathon for the sale of the Equinor South Riding Point oil terminal earlier this year. And the statement concludes that Liwathon is committed to providing secure, reliable, and affordable energy solutions while adhering to the highest industry standards. This loan guarantee demonstrates their focus on strategic growth, especially in areas where future investment in energy infrastructure is necessary to maintain supply resilience. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shashina Rolf-Harkison.
Now, this latest development adds to the other projects on the island, like the recent announcement of the $600 million transformation and Carnival Cruise Port's $200 million investment. Tomorrow, we speak with a local economist on how these projects are expected to significantly boost the local economy. Switching gears now, some 9 high-powered weapons recently taken off the streets in a single raid. Police on Grand Bahama calling a press conference at the Gerald Bartlett complex on Monday afternoon, warning that they will continue to execute search warrants on any residents they suspect to be housing illegal weapons. Raven Davis reports.
Police on Grand Bahama recovering a number of high-powered weapons from an apartment complex situated on Hearn Lane. During a press conference today, police say they are intensifying their collaborative efforts to ensure that these type of weapons make it off the streets.
What you see before me, 9 firearms that was taken in one raid.
Assistant Commissioner of Police B.K. Bonamy Jr. noting that officers acting on intelligence executed a search warrant on that residence and made the startling discovery in a cardboard box in the living room on Friday.
3 assault rifle and 9 pistols. We have a total of 509 rounds of ammunition here before us.
As a result, 3 men from Miami, Florida, ages 44, 56, and 43 were arrested and are expected to be charged. Meantime, Bonamy sending this stern message.
We say again, firearms are illegal, and we will continue to execute warrants on any residents we have information on that we believe illegal firearms are there.
Bonamy attributing many of the country's murders to illegal firearms on the streets as he appealed to the public to continue assisting police in this regard.
If you know that someone, your neighbors, friend, or relatives are in possession of illegal firearm, we want you to call the police. These firearms here, you see, they have one purpose, and that purpose is to kill or cause harm.
Now, this latest effort comes as a result of Operation Locked and Loaded. Bonamy lauding officers from the Central Intelligence Bureau, the Drug Enforcement Unit, Rapid Response Unit, and the Anti-Gang and Firearms Unit for their efforts in curbing incidents of crime. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Raven Davis.
In other news, Terrence Davis is the 3rd man who remains missing at sea after he, along with 2 other men, reportedly went diving in a white 26-foot hull vessel on Thursday, October 12. Police say with the help of the U.S. Coast Guard, Royal Bahamas Defense Force, and nearby neighbors, 2 of the 3 men were rescued on a capsized vessel in waters approximately 30 nautical miles off Guana Key and were later transported to Marsh Harbor for medical care.
The 3rd person, who we've been told that tried to swim his way back to mainland, is still missing. Aerial checks were done, and because of bad weather over the weekend, the search was called off. So this time you can say that one of the men who was along with the 2 other men is still missing at sea. At some point, we will talk to family members, and we will interview all these persons and have the file sent to the coroner's court.
Now, when questioned about when police intend to resume the search for the missing man, Bonamy Jr. said this.
We will wait with persons. Once the search is called off, it don't mean that we stop searching. We will look at the local case nearby, speak to persons there to see what information they can give us.
Meantime, the search is on for a man wanted by the Criminal Investigations Department on Grand Bahama for burglary, rape, and stealing. Police have issued an all-points bulletin for Randy Rackley, also known as RJ, whose last known address is New Freetown, Grand Bahama. Rackley is described as 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighs 150 pounds, and is thin-built of dark brown complexion. Police are warning the public to approach Randy Rackley with extreme caution. If you know the whereabouts of Randy Rackley, aka RJ, you are urged to call the police at 911-350-3104-6 or the National Crime Prevention Office at 302-8437. Assistant General Manager Natalie Martinborough of ZNS laid to rest. That story, sports, and more when the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, returns.
You asked for it, you've got it. A new plant nursery fully loaded with everything you need and extended hours. Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Every Sunday from noon until 4 p.m., join us at Portobello's Restaurant at the Grand Lucayan for a delicious full buffet spread. Call 373-1333 for more information.
Come and see the cabinets and countertops in stock now at Specialty Kitchen and Bath, number 16 Oak Street. Phone them at 688-9661.
Grand Bahama, under the theme Youth Excellence is the Standard, the Ministry of Youth invites you to attend its speech competition, Youth Recognition Awards, and its Youth March and Rally.
Yo, this guy sound this week.
Right, man, I've been a problem with this for weeks.
You get on there, this got a service. I just need my third family.
Where I gotta go?
So you see me incarcerated, right? Head on Lignan Valley Road, next to Butler Street Room. Right there. The mufflers, we stay here, all that.
Right, I'm gonna jack you right now, bro.
All right.
Services, muffler repairs, manifold repairs, exhaust repairs, electric welding, and more. Monday to Friday, open 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and on Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Keep it cool with Bethel's Air Conditioning and Refrigeration, located number 3 Milton Street. Phone 602.
8:10 a.m. The Light. Coffee and conversation with me, Gigi. Waking you up each
The aim is to inspire you. The aim is to encourage you. It's a joy to come here each and every morning. I don't consider this work at all. I haven't worked a day in my life. That's how much I enjoy it.
Your number one news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. A mournful ceremony held at Unity in Christ Church over the weekend as family, friends, colleagues, and well-wishers gathered to bid a final farewell to the late Natalie Martinborough, Assistant General Manager of News and Radio at ZNS Northern Service. The funeral service filled with heartfelt tributes, prayers for the grieving family, and moments of reflection became a testament to the indelible mark Martinborough left on the lives of those who knew her. The atmosphere within Unity in Christ Church was one of somber reflection as colleagues and friends took turns sharing memories and tributes, painting a vivid picture of Martinborough's dedication to her craft and her unwavering commitment to delivering the news with integrity.
Her being at that hospital and still working.
Amen. Amen.
because she never stopped.
I want you to sleep on, my sister. I'm going to miss you. I have cried this year like I've cried like no other. She and I cried when my mother passed. My wife and I cried when Natalie passed. I don't think I could cry anymore.
The gathering included individuals who shared a special bond with Natalie Martinborough, be it through professional collaborations or personal connections.
When she was in, I'd always go in the office and give her a hug and we'll talk. Just things about life. And it was such a pleasure to hear such a positive person who was going through difficult times.
And I was proud to join with my minister in my very short comments in promoting Natalie to Assistant General Manager at the corporation before she passed.
I was certain about her humanity. She was balanced and professional in how she executed her job. No matter who she supported privately, she was the consummate professional.
As hymns echoed throughout the church, prayers were offered for Natalie Martinborough's family, who are grappling with the loss of a beloved family member. The funeral service reflected that of a life well lived and a respected news leader fondly remembered.
Sleep on, my sister. No more pain, no more crying, no more sorrow, and no more death.
We love you, Natalie. Natalie, we in here love you. Rest eternal. Grant unto Natalie, O Lord, and let your perpetual light shine upon her.
May your soul rest in peace. And here's a check on your weekly health as wealth tips by Lucayan Family Center.
Men, did you know that as you get older, your prostate gland enlarges? The prostate gland is found in males between the urinary bladder, where the urine is stored, and the urethra, the tube that urine passes through. As the prostate gland grows, many men may experience symptoms, which includes waking up more often to urinate, difficulty starting the urine flow, dribbling after urination ends, reduced strength of urine stream, and difficulty controlling urine leakage. Erectile dysfunction may also occur. More than 50% of men over the age 50 have the enlargement called benign prostate hyperplasia, also known as BPH. Even though BPH is common, symptoms may also be related to urine or prostate infection, diabetes, bladder or prostate cancer. In most cases, screening for prostate health starts at age 40. So schedule your checkup with your family doctor or urologist and learn how to keep your prostate healthy. I'm Dr. Tiadra Johnson, and remember, your health is your wealth.
New this month at Island Bedding and Furniture. 5- and 7-piece dining room sets. Gorgeous natural wood dining tables and bench sets in mango, acacia, or shisham wood, and your pick of additional chairs. All new living room pieces, including sectional, TV stands, accent tables, and more. For the bedroom, we're all about platforms, unbelievable prices, and no box spring required. Come on down to Island Bedding and feast your eyes on prices you have to see to believe.
Introducing our sizzling deal of the season. Sink your teeth into delicious piping hot Pizza Hut pizzas layered with your favorite toppings. Order 2 large one-topping pizzas for just $27.70. Call Pizza Hut Freeport at 352-9191 to order now. Available for carryout and delivery. 352-9191. Your taste buds and pocket will thank you. Only available at Pizza Hut Freeport.
Guess what? Budget Pest Control has something important to show you. Coq de termites former Salmus, the super termite. What makes them super? Their ferocious appetite can attack your home from below and above. They even attack forestry. But don't worry, Budget Pest Control has extensively studied this species on Grand Bahama. You can even check out our scientific paper. So you can count on us to protect your investment. Call Budget Pest Control, the termite specialist.
Somebody call the Brinks truck. Christmas in Freeport presents the Black Bottle Christmas Concert featuring the boss, Rick Ross. Live in concert.
The biggest concert of the year. You know the biggest boss gonna run out there, boy.
On Saturday, December 23rd at Goombay Park, Freeport, Bahamas. With DJs like Tico T, Overdose, 1K Gaza, DJ Cannon, Just Ride, King Diano, Little Giant, DJ Slangs, DJ Future, Matt Bull, and more. It's Christmas in Freeport. The Black Bottle Christmas, BBC, Part 5, with Rick Ross, the boss, performing live. Saturday, December 23rd, 2023, at Goombay Park, Freeport, Bahamas. Doors open at 9 p.m. until. Security is strictly enforced. For more info, call 602-7751 or 727-3226. The Black Bottle Christmas Concert.
The biggest boss in the biz, Ricky Rose. I'm performing live.
For sponsorship and Skybox info, call 602-7751.
Grand Bahama, under the theme Youth Excellence is the Standard, the Ministry of Youth invites you to attend its speech competition, Youth Recognition Awards, and its Youth March and Rally. Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
A special happy birthday goes out to Lakeisha Payute, who is our Facebook friend of the day. Thanks for your support. Continue to enjoy your birthday, and thank you again for all your support. We also wish a happy birthday out to Kylie Pinder. A happy birthday from us all here in the North and your family members. And that concludes the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. On behalf of the entire ZNS News team, I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Be sure to stay tuned. The Bahamas Tonight is coming your way next.
Coming up in the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, abortion lands doctor in court. Overtaking kills 2, trade union gripes, and in sports, soccer team loses in Nations Cup. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report starts now.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Makush Lapinder, and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Thanks for tuning in. The spotlight again on abortion, as an underage teen girl's mother and 2 others, including a prominent doctor, were all today charged in connection with an abortion the girl is alleged to have underwent sometime last month. Corval Pyfrom starts us off tonight.
This case is once again bringing the issue of abortion front and center. Just weeks after a mother was charged in connection with her 11-year-old daughter's abortion, a trio in a separate matter was before the very same court charged with similar charges, including a 43-year-old doctor who is believed to have performed the procedure. The victim this time, a 15-year-old girl. The doctor, Jamil Minnis, a gynecologist and the eldest child of former Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis, was charged along with the 48-year-old mother and 25-year-old female relative of the teen girl. We won't reveal their names to protect the child's identity. Police charged that sometime between September 3rd and 4th on Harbour Island, Eleuthera, the 2 women committed conspiracy to commit an abortion. All 3 were charged with committing the actual crime. In late August, a 45-year-old man was charged in connection with impregnating an 11-year-old girl. His 40-year-old girlfriend, the child's mother, was charged along with him for failing to report the incident and helping to abort the fetus. In court Monday, Dr. Minnis was represented by King's counsel Damian Gomez, while Heather Hunt appeared for the 2 women. In a rather brief appearance before Magistrate Shaka Seville, the trio were told that they could not be granted bail. However, they were granted an emergency bail hearing and were then transported to the Supreme Court. It took some time, in fact several hours after arriving at the Supreme Court, before that emergency bail hearing was complete. The 3 defendants stood before Justice Gilomena Archer Mins. They were each granted bail in the amount of $15,000 with 1 or 2 suretors. Dr. Minnis was ordered to report to the Cable Beach Police Station once a week, while the two women have weekly reporting obligations at the Harbor Island Police Station. After satisfying their bail requirements, the three defendants were released and are due back in court on December 1st. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corvell Pyfrom.
Well, abortion certainly not a new phenomenon. In fact, in an earlier interview, noted attorney Ramona Farquharson-Seymour deemed it quite prevalent, taking place on a daily basis. Here's also what she said when asked if doctors should be held accountable.
There's an onus in the law, in the Sexual Offences Act, to report. So once someone of that age, the doctors would know that that child is not in a position to give consent to sexual intercourse. And so they ought to report the matter to the authorities.
Well, the law also notes that whoever intentionally and unlawfully causes abortion or miscarriage will be liable to imprisonment for 10 years. Also from the magistrate's court this evening, a 45-year-old woman is tonight out on bail after being arrested and charged for filing a false police report. Police say Shawaki Simonet falsely reported being indecently assaulted by a male acquaintance. The report was filed back on August 23rd. In that report, Simonet alleged the man touched her inappropriately on the breast and arms while at the National Stadium. It is now believed her statements were untrue, and today she appeared before Magistrate Kendrick Kelly for those false allegations. Simonet was granted bail in the amount of $2,500 and is expected back in court on December 11th. Well, in what has, meanwhile, the need for speed, a plausible reason for two people losing their lives on the streets early this morning, while another two are in hospital. Our Desmond Saunders has that story.
A male motorcyclist and his female passenger killed, a motorist seriously injured, and police now probing this early morning deadly collision on East Street South near Calvary Deliverance Church. Head of the Royal Bahamas Police Force Traffic Division, David Lockhart, says the male driver of a 2007 blue Mitsubishi was traveling south when he attempted to overtake a car traveling in the same direction, colliding head-on with a black Yamaha motorcycle occupied by three people headed north on the same street.
On arrival at the scene, officers discovered a vehicle and a motorcycle crash. As a result of that crash, three persons, one motorcyclist and two pillions on a 150 Yamaha motorcycle were seriously injured. As a result of those injuries, two persons were pronounced lifeless on the scene. The third person was transported to hospital. The single male occupant of the vehicle was transported to hospital. His condition, along with the one female pillion of the motorbike, was transported to hospital also.
The male motorcyclist and female passenger killed, believed to be in their early 30s. As investigations continue, Lockhart says speed may have caused a fatal smash-up, a tragedy marking the 42nd and 43rd traffic fatalities for the year.
As always, we are saying to persons, please adhere to all the traffic rules and regulation as it pertains to the road traffic laws and regulation. We cannot emphasize that when persons are traveling at the night to ensure that you are adhering to all the rules. That is, that you have on your seat belts, you have on your headlights, that you obey all the traffic rules.
Traffic police now concerned over the high number of incidents on the streets. As the holidays near, residents can expect more beefed-up patrols. Residents being asked to drive with due care and caution. Desmond Saunders, The Bahamas Tonight.
Well, in what has become a recurring theme, another young man in his early 20s, electronically monitored and out on bail for murder and drugs, has been gunned down in an inner city community. Our LaDawn Davis was on the scene for us.
A yellow strip of crime scene tape, bystanders, police officers, the scene of the latest homicide here on DeVoe and Market Streets, just a stone's throw away from the Merritt's funeral home. Now, press liaison officer Chrislyn Skippins gave reporters an update on the scene.
Information we received is that the victim was walking west across Market Street when a black small Japanese-type vehicle pulled alongside him. It is reported that 2 males, both wearing hooded jackets, both with handguns, exited the vehicle and fired multiple shots at the victim, which resulted in him being shot and succumbing to his injuries on scene. The victim is known to police. He's also being monitored electronically, and he's presently on bail for murder and drugs.
Now, Skippings is also making an appeal to the public to assist police with any information they may have in solving this latest homicide. But in the meantime, she's also asking the public to assist police with ridding guns off our streets.
It's time for you as good citizens of your community to reach out to the police department, reach out to the officers from the Criminal Investigations Department, and provide them with the information so that we can locate the perpetrator, but also that we can remove the firearms and drugs from our country. As long as there is drugs, as long as there are firearms, we will see these matters continue. One murder is just too much. That's a human life. That's a human being. And that person has a right to life just like any of us. If there's something that is wrong, then the courts are responsible to do justice. They are responsible to convict or repeal or to administer community, whatever it is. It's not for law-abiding citizens to take things into their own hands.
Now, what I can also tell you is that this murder is the 79th for the year. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm LaDawn Davis.
Still to come, good news for the government's 52-week workers. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more news in a moment.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Folk Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
Welcome to a world where hope is still loud, where dreams are still relevant, and determination has no substitute. Welcome to a nation where the people are still warm, resilient, and innovative. And Commonwealth Bank is at the center of it all, giving innovation and progress an extra push for more than 60 years. We're here for Bahamians because we are Bahamian. Commonwealth Bank, your leader in personal banking services.
Just when Leo was about to buy this useless pair of Hands underwear, he remembered that it was Tuesday. Hungry for deals? You better come satisfy it at KFC before doing something crazy. Crazy Tuesdays! 5 juicy, mouth-watering pieces of world-famous KFC chicken, handmade with a secret blend of 11 herbs and spices for only $10. Crazy Tuesdays! A finger-licking good deal.
My business couldn't survive without my credit card machine from Fidelity.
It's fast, convenient, and my clients love it.
My sales increase, and I can track my earnings.
Get your credit card machine from Fidelity today.
Call 356-7764.
The ball is back, and the ball is the Red Ribbon Ball, the 27th annual Red Ribbon Ball in aid of the Bahamas AIDS Foundation. And the theme this year is 1001 Arabian Nights.
Zaymer is a proud supporter of the AIDS Foundation and the Red Ribbon Ball. Over the years, we found that what we do best creates an atmosphere for people to open up their pocket.
Well, at John Bull, we believe in the work of the AIDS Foundation. You know, I've been told whenever you see that little blue bag, it brings excitement
excitement? Well, we're going to have lots of blue bags at this year's Red Ribbon Ball, and we have no doubt that it will be fabulous.
So at Alive Business, we're extremely excited to be a part of the Red Ribbon Ball once again this year, and that we're able to contribute $10,000 towards the success of this program.
As Commonwealth Brewery, we're more than proud to partner with the Bahamas AIDS Foundation. We're going to provide our best wines to entertain and bring the right atmosphere to the group.
So we at Wildflowers are thrilled that the ball is back, and we're very excited to be able to contribute to this event by decorating the Arabian Nights more beautiful than ever before.
Have you ever purchased a defective item and was denied an exchange or cash refund? Contact the Consumer Protection Commission at 393-7795-8 or our 24-hour complaints hotline at 357-7898 and let us help your voice be heard.
Hey, get up, stand up for your right.
There are no Bahamians left in Israel. That assurance from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, who in a release noted that the last Bahamian reaching out for consular assistance was evacuated from Tel Aviv via Athens. The government expressing gratitude to the Canadian government for providing space on its repatriation flight. Meantime, the ministry continues to advise against all travel to Israel, the occupied Palestinian territories, and other parts of the region. Well, no word just yet on who will carry the governing Progressive Liberal Party's banner in the upcoming by-election, but its pool of candidates continues to swell. Former Cabinet Minister Shane Gibson, Grand Bahama businessman Robert Grant, and political newbies Chief Passport Officer Kingsley Smith and Grand Bahama resident Sam Brown are all hoping to win the nomination for the West Grand Bahama and Bimini constituency in the wake of longtime MP Obadiah Wilscomb's sudden death late September. Who will emerge the PLP's card bearer in what will be an intense and swift campaign is expected to be determined during an upcoming candidates committee meeting. Gibson, though, is pretty confident of making a return to frontline politics, publicly charging that he's the people's choice. This, however, is not sitting well with some senior PLPs like party chairman, the Honorable Fred Mitchell, who's gone on public record charging that the PLP's pool of candidates is limited to those who were considered for the 2021 general elections. Well, in an eerie interview back in 2019, Wilscombe himself questioned how the PLP would choose its candidates, who would do so, what is the party looking for, and how to know that a person, not because you like them, makes a good candidate.
What we have to do is begin to look at demographics, how the constituency is made up. What we have to then look at is candidates. Because somebody shows up and says, I want to be a candidate. Well, that don't mean he can be a candidate. You know, when I ran for the first time, I had to have a primary. We had a runoff. And I'm trying to figure out what's so hard about that. Robert Grant wanted to be the candidate, Obie Wilscombe wanted to be the candidate, and we had to do 3 runoffs before it was finished. And so why aren't we allowing the people then to make the decision? Everybody shows up and says, I want to be a candidate. And everybody would do some bootlicking to be a candidate.
Wilscombe at the time also stressed the importance of service to country.
Where have you shown that you have an interest in people? So how are you and why should you be? That's when the PLP used to choose a candidate, not predicated on the profession, but predicated on the heart. So Grand Bahama, you've got to think about it. What is it that we're trying to build? What is it that we want in Grand Bahama? What difference do we want to make?
Meantime, the Free National Movement Central Council now accepting applications to ratify a standard bearer for the vacant West Grand Bahama and Bimini parliamentary seat. Submissions can be made to its Mackey Street headquarters, Cecil Wallace Whitfield Center in Freeport, or electronically at Secretary General at fnmbahamas.org by 5 p.m. tomorrow, and that's October 17th. Meanwhile, outspoken Coalition of Independence leader Lincoln Bain has also thrown his name in the ring. While fully supporting due process, Minister of Labor and Public Service, the Honorable Pio Glover Roll, is weighing in on the debate as to who should be eligible to run for the Progressive Liberal Party in the West Grand Bahama and Bimini seat following the unexpected passing of Obie Wilchcombe on September 25th.
Regarding the upcoming by-election, our Secretary General would have released a communication yesterday that speaks to us following the due process as the constitution of our party states. And that's what should be allowed to happen, and that's what's happening. Of course, it's a short window because you know that there's a timeline by which the by-election has to happen once a writ has been issued. So there's a short window, but those people who are preparing and ready and able to get in their applications, they will all be interviewed and due process will take its course.
In other news, some 1,400 people in the 52-week program who have gone unpaid should have been paid by now. The plan was to rectify the situation and make the payout today.
The last payment was made last week, Tuesday, and the next payment was due Friday, so it's going to be paid today. We are, as I've said so many times before, working on a process of digitization so that these legacy issues of 52-week workers and workers in general having to wait on pay can be done away with. In terms of our payroll issues, it's still manual, it's still multi-agency in terms of public service does our part, the Ministry of Finance, and of course the Treasury has to do their part. So we are trying to work through the kinks.
So the Public Services Minister acknowledges there's still no excuse, as people who put in a good day's work should expect a good day's pay.
Meetings this week, all of our departments and agencies, to ensure that when the next payroll comes, that there won't be this issue. I take exception to us having issues of late payment with our workers. So it's gotten better, but it shouldn't be happening at all.
Some 84 recruits added to the ranks of the Customs Department. The group was officially inducted during a ceremony at Customs headquarters this morning. Fern Carey has the story.
The newest cohort of trainee customs officers will fill the manpower shortages which have existed for some time now at the Customs Department. Acting Comptroller of Customs Ralph Monroe believes that once the 6-month training program for the 55 recruits from New Providence and the 29 from Grand Bahama comes to an end, the group will play a pivotal role in helping the department in its revenue enhancement efforts.
The last time that we had the opportunity for such an occasion was in the year 2016. That's some 7 years ago. And since then, you would recall that as a country, we have had 2 general elections, suffered 2 major Category 5 hurricanes, experienced a global pandemic, and through resignation, retirement, and death, our numbers amongst the custom rank have been reduced by some 65 to 70 individuals. And we in the Customs Department has been tasked with the responsibility of securing some 39% of the national revenue for this fiscal year, which equates to some $1.32 billion.
These trainee customs officers were also told that personal integrity is pivotal in this job.
The issue of integrity of officers is well known. It's something that we have to work through. And like in every organization, you have 1 or 2 bad apples that give the organization a bad name. You know, but it's always important to remind young officers of integrity is key to success. You know, and so that's why that was the message here.
The Financial Secretary assured that the Customs Department is on track with its revenue collection efforts.
The big part of our revenue for this year is in the second half of the year when we increase the departure taxes on cruise ships. All right, so we can see a significant uptick in revenue between the period January to June because of the increase in the departure tax on cruise ships. So this year, there's no shortfall.
The next group of customs recruits are expected to be inducted in January of 2024. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Fern Carey.
The Trade Union Congress tonight wants the resignation or removal of Robert Farquharson as Director of Labor. The union firing some damning allegations against the director, who it accuses of knowingly misleading and deceiving both the unions and the public. Corbell Pyfrom has more on the union's attack. Well, we do apologize for that technical difficulty. Marcellus Hall joins us in studio with a check on what's coming up in sports. Marcellus?
Trouble, it might drag you down. If you get lost, you can always be found. Just know you're not alone. 'Cause I'm gonna make this place your home.
Switch for better when you move your mortgage to Scotiabank. Leave behind that old mortgage plan and open the door to a low interest rate. No payments for up to 2 months and cash back of 2.5% of the mortgage amount up to US $10,000. And guess what? It gets better. Apply for your Scotiabank credit card and enjoy a low 9.99% introductory rate for the first 6 months. Switch for better and upgrade your mortgage today with Scotiabank. Offer ends June 30th, 2022.
Health is the greatest gift. That's where we come in. Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies is a premier distributor of medical equipment, as well as medical and surgical consumables. Our engineers are always on hand, providing top care service that saves lives. We carry a wide selection of over-the-counter and prescription items, IV fluids, and other injections. Our products are state-of-the-art, and our entire team stays on top of cutting-edge technology. With more than 2 decades of dedicated service, Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies continues to be a trendsetter and innovator in healthcare. We have set ourselves apart by truly caring for our customers. We understand the intricacies of healthcare, and we produce spectacular results. We cherish our partnerships and nurture our friendships as we continue on our quest to help everyone maintain that wonderful gift of good health. Find us on 95th Terrace, Centerville, and now located in the Lucaya Shopping Center of Freeport, Grand Bahama.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station. Open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
Well, as indicated earlier, the Trade Union Congress is tonight calling for the resignation of a Labor Director, Robert Farquharson. With the details, we turn now to our Corbell Pyfrom.
There are a number of issues the Trade Union Congress, the nation's largest public service representative body, has. But officials say those issues can wait for right now. What they consider a matter of urgency, the immediate removal of Labor Director Robert Farquharson.
We said he ought not be Director of Labor because, in our view, most of the issues we have come from him. Because he's talking to the unions and he's giving the unions advice, and the advice he's giving the union is not valid.
TUC President Obie Ferguson accuses Director Farquharson of reportedly deliberately misleading workers as it relates to the trade dispute process. He claims that this has repeatedly led to workers allegedly receiving unjust and unfair rulings in many of their labor matters.
So why would he allow his conciliators to complete a trade dispute form, knowing that it was filed on the 7th for a week, and he's going to set it up for another 2 weeks or another 3 weeks, knowing that it's in fact.
The TUC spoke to the media Monday after a lengthy meeting with Labor Minister Pia Glover-Roll, whom the union has nothing but high praise for. They even seem pleased with the Davis administration so far and say the problem is really with Farquharson. President Ferguson and his members seem uncertain about whose interests the labor director really represents.
He's not doing what he's supposed to be doing in the interest of the labor movement. He may be doing some other people. I can't talk for them. I can talk for TUC.
The labor director appears to have been caught off guard by the union's charges. He insisted that the trade dispute process requires the full involvement of all parties related to the matter.
It only occurs when there is an agreement for both parties, both sides to the disputes, both parties, they agree on the way forward. And all of the necessary forms are stationed in the Department of Labor, and both parties sign these forms. And so that's the response coming from the Department of Labor.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corvell Pyfrom.
October 1977, an historic moment in Bahamian history. That's when the new medium of broadcast television was launched nationwide and generated from right here at the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas. Desmond Saunders has more. Well, an organization's committed to improving the lives of so many in the community today on the receiving end of quite the hand-up. Colina Insurance Bahamas is assisting the local Down Syndrome Association in its fundraising effort. The association's on a mission to not only raise awareness of its 400-member organization, but to establish a facility as its headquarters. Thanks to Colina, some $10,000 has been added to the association's financial pool. Colina's Director of Corporate Communications, Senator the Honorable Maxine Seymour, says the company prides itself on helping to create a more inclusive society where persons like those with Down syndrome are given the resources needed to further develop.
Nobody chooses how they're born. Nobody chooses who they're born to. Nobody chooses their race, where they're born. We're all just born. And the reality is that we're born with a purpose and we're created. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for a reason. And so we all are on this earth. They didn't choose to have an extra chromosome, but they were gifted one. And so it's our job to do what we can to help them to function in the best way that they can, because that's all they want is a chance at life. And so we're happy to partner with the association to help give that to them.
Colina's donation comes in advance of the Buddy Walk with the Down Syndrome Association, scheduled for this coming Saturday on Goodman's Bay at 7 a.m. Bahamas Down Syndrome Association President and parent Betty Taylor is pleased by Colina's partnership towards achieving its objective.
Multi-purpose building is it's a building where we can train our adults to probably go out into the community and do a job that is within their range, because all of them may not be able to write or read, but if they are taught to do things consistently, they can do it. My son works. He works at Tops packing bags. He's a people's person, so we need him out of the house to meet people.
Encouraging action for the future of food, people, and the empowerment and the environment, rather, and awareness of hunger is the main theme of this year's World Food Day. The UN's Food and Agriculture Organization observance reminds everyone of the need to ensure food security and everyone's access to wholesome food. Additionally, it emphasizes how crucial sustainable agriculture and food production are to addressing the world's food problems.
In case you missed the news or want to stay ahead, subscribe to our YouTube channel or follow us on X, TikTok, Instagram, or Facebook.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home healthcare supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price. And you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you, at the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
The savings you really need are found at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. So cheesy macaroni and cheese, 7 1/4 ounce, 89 cents. Sea bass chunk tuna, 5 ounces, 99 cents. Whole watermelons, $6.99 each. Chicken leg quarters, 10-pound bag, 99 cents per pound. Super Value Protein Gas, 8 ounce, $1.99. October's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Together, we can make a difference. Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
Hey, it's your honorary pump attendant here to educate you on the do's and don'ts at the service station. Here's what you don't do. Do not pull up from the pump without first checking that the nozzle has been removed from your car. Because if you pop this, that's about $600,000 to $30,000 to replace. These things ain't cheap. What you want to do is make sure that the nozzle has been removed, or just wait for the universal sign, which is the double tap.
Hey, Mom, can you look after Kaylee?
Sorry, I'll be out for a while doing my home and car insurance.
What? You know there's a newer way, right?
A new way?
Where have you been? Look, go to newerinsurance.com, log in, get your quote, buy your insurance, done. You can even use it to manage a claim.
Oh? By the way, it's not newer. It's N-U-A. Where's she been?
Do it anyway with NUA Insurance Agents and Brokers.
A traffic accident involving 2 foreigners in North Andros, now this year's 44th traffic fatality. Police confirming that the American male driver of a Nissan Juke and the Canadian driver of a Chevy Express bus collided in the area of London Bridge on Queens Highway just north of Stafford Creek around 6:30 this morning. The American was seriously injured. North Andros doctors later pronounced him dead. Traffic investigators from here in New Providence traveled to that island today to get a better idea of what happened. Our news team was, however, told that it's still too early to determine if speed was a primary factor. Education and police officials are looking into a possible safety threat at the Ellen Coakley High School in Exuma. The Ministry of Education indicating in a statement that it's taking the reports very seriously, so seriously in fact that an investigation has been launched by the school resource officer who has advised that a male student is assisting police with the matter. The police have also advised the ministry that their investigations do not disclose any credible threats. Well, it's time now for a check on Family Island weather with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Makisha. Mostly cloudy skies this evening with a slight change in temperature. We'll tell you all about that later in the newscast. But right now, we have relative humidity at 67%, west-northwest winds at 8 miles per hour, the barometric pressure of 1,008.5. That's 29.84 inches. And your temperatures around the Family Islands this evening, they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. 73 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, and Greenville Key in Abaco, Marsh, Abaco at 72 degrees. The Berry Island, 77. Alistown, Bimini, 79 degrees, 78 in Harbor Island. Roxanne, Eleuthera, 79. Black Point, Exuma, and Kemps Bay, South Andros at 80 degrees. Fresh Creek, Central Andros, 77. In Otterstown, Cat Island, San Salvador, and Rumkey, the mercury column just around 80 degrees. Georgetown, Exuma, 82. Ragged Island, Clarencetown, Long Island, and Crooked Island at 83 degrees. Also in Betsy Bay, Maguana, and Acklands, Matchitani, Nago, 86. And the Turks and Caicos Islands also reporting 86 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Tile King, and the Paint Setter. In the Northwestern Islands through tomorrow, northwest to north winds Bahamas, those speeds are going to be around 12 to 18 knots with wave heights 3 to 6 feet, so caution flags are in place for the northwest Bahamas. High tide takes place at 9:39 tonight, and then for the central Bahamas through Tuesday, northwest winds at 10 to 15 knots, the wave heights 2 to 4 feet over the ocean. As we take into the southeast Bahamas, those winds are going to be light and variable through Tuesday, but on Wednesday, middle of the week, for all areas, we can anticipate a northeasterly flow, speeds 12 to 18 knots, wave height 3 to 6 feet, meaning caution flags will be in place for the entire island chain. High tide, that will occur at 10:45 in the morning on Wednesday, with the low tide at 5:15 in the afternoon. And that's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. And that's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned, your extended weather forecast is still ahead.
Make your company representative stand out through an embroidery design on your uniforms from Janae's Uniform Center, Chesapeake Road. Janae's utilizes the latest state-of-the-art embroidery technology to monogram large and small quantities of shirts, caps, bags, and other articles. If you don't already have a digitized logo, Janae's can design and digitize your idea and bring it to life. Then install the logo of your choice from their large selections of 27 stock colors of golf shirts in cotton or dry fit, caps, or workwear. Call 394-8385 or 6 or visit www.janaes.com.
For hurricane season, we got impact windows and doors. For protection, just come to our store. Plus we got tiles to pretty up your walls and your floors. We'll help you brighten up for that big bad storm. Porcelain tiles, blank tiles, mosaic tiles, a variety of styles. Before things get right, they gotta be rough. That's why we got the best deals in the whole Bahamas. Hey, hey.
At Cartwright, our members know that there's a lot to smile about. They know that membership has its privileges. Guaranteed low pricing on every item, every time you shop. Each membership comes with 2 cards. That's one for you and a free card for a member of your household. Gold card holders earn an annual 2% rebate up to $500. Cartwright members get discounts at other participating businesses. So that's a lot to smile about. Whether it be clothing, appliances, home goods, or groceries, shop at Cartwright, where membership truly has its privileges.
With the help of our authorized financial institutions, or AFIs, using sand dollars is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Step 1. Identify your preferred AFI by browsing their websites or contacting them directly. Step 2. Download the free mobile application from Google Play or the Apple Store and then register for a sand dollar account. Step 3. Load money onto your mobile app and begin sending and receiving sand dollars or purchasing and selling goods and services.
We are pleased to be
your central bank approved
digital wallet providers.
It does not matter which of us you choose.
You can pay for goods and services
wherever sand dollar is accepted.
We are all in this together.
Visit sanddollar.bs for more information.
This is ZNS Total Sports. ZNS Sports brought to you by Sands Beer. We remind you to recycle your beer bottles for cash in Nassau, Grand Bahama, and now Abaco and Eleuthera.
Well, welcome to your ZNS Total Sports Check on a Monday, everybody. I'm Marcelo Sala. Our men's national soccer team taking on Antigua and Barbuda in CONCACAF Nations League action on Saturday night. This over to Thomas A. Robinson Stadium. Team Bahamas falling behind early as Antigua and Barbuda struck for a goal in the 3rd minute and again in the 9th for a quick 2-0 lead. 43rd minute, visitors again striking to go up 3-0. Wood Schulmus, he would finally put the Bahamas on the board with a goal in the 62nd minute, but Antigua and Barbuda, they would respond with a penalty shot in the 77th. That would be all she wrote. Bahamas goes down 4-1, ends up being your final score. Now, still with soccer, the University of the Bahamas men's soccer team had a tie under the belt heading into the match against Fort Lauderdale University. The team was determined to pull off a win while they were overseas. The team starting out fast and aggressive under the overcast skies. Jervis Turnquest gets tackled hard in the box. Ronaldo Green took the penalty shot in the 11th minute. He converted that to put the Mingos up 1-0. Now, Fort Lauderdale respond with a quick goal in the 13th minute. That tied things up at 1-1. Green was undeterred, scored again in the 19th to go up 2-1. Fort Lauderdale again with the return, tying things up at 2-2 in the second half. Green completing the hat trick with his third goal there. Mingos up 3-2 in the 58th minute. That would be all she wrote. Defense holds up, and UB gets the win.
It was a war. It was a very ugly game. It was a very hard-fought game. And I couldn't be happier with the guys. We had a massive performance, obviously, from Ronaldo Green.
So we lost players due to injuries, and we had a game before that, so many players played 90 minutes. So it was kind of tough going into that game, and when I scored that third goal, it was kind of emotional because we fight.
I think Jervain Turnquest played the game of his life.
I knew that we needed to get the W, and that we were a few players down, whether it was international duty or injury. You know, someone had to step up, and I was proud to be that man. And hopefully next trip we can build on this, have our confidence, and get another 2 wins on our next trip.
Also, Antonio Beckford had another solid game as well.
New Province Volleyball Association kicking off its season yesterday at the Donald Davis Gym. In the ladies opener, Panthers looking sharp. They took down Lady Techs in straight sets, 25-13, 25-22, and then 25-22 to win the match 3-0. Head coach Jason Saunders glad for the win, but says his team still with some room for improvement.
Well, obviously being the 3-time defending champs, it is a good feel to win your first game. Not too happy with the way we played, and for obvious reasons. I really thought that there are some things that we could have done better, but I guess it's first game jitters for the most part, and the way forward would be for us to improve upon the things that we didn't do well today, and of course strengthen those things that we are good at. And one of those things we are very good at is serving, and we did an awesome job of serving the ball. There are some things we need to work on, and as the season progresses, we will most definitely work on those things.
In the men's season opener, the Defenders facing off against the Warhawks. This one also a 3-setter. Defenders getting the relatively easy victory here, 25-23, 25-19, 25-20. League play will continue later on this week. And MLB player Jazz Chisholm in town this past weekend, attending his very own Little League at the Blue Hills playing field. Jazz talking about his goals behind starting the league in the first place.
The goal with this Little League is to make it like we're basically Dominican Republic, like we're competing with the Dominican Republic, Venezuela, and those guys, you know what I mean? Because I feel like the talent here, we just have to give them the opportunity, and I feel like this is the opportunity they need.
And that's it. Your check on sports for you here on this Monday. Don't go anywhere. We do have that final look at the weather. That is just ahead.
7S Sports brought to you by Sands Beer, who reminds you to recycle your beer bottles for cash in Nassau, Grand Bahama, and now Abaco and Eleuthera.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Join up for life insurance. Secure the ones that you love. Join up with Family Guardian. We offer full protection. Join the family. Join the family. Family Guardian. Protect the ones you love. A friend that you can trust. Family Guardian.
First we plan, then we innovate, then we build. At Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, we are committed to quality, to safety, and to service. We know that the road you take is just as important as your final destination. At Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, it is our job to make sure the road and the ride are as smooth as possible. From striping roads to building them, we are the right choice, the trusted choice, the only choice to help you build your tomorrow.
The most important thing in life is family. And whenever you need reliable advice, you look to the people you know you can trust. At J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, we earn our clients' trust every day. Whether it's home, motor, travel, or commercial insurance, we've got you covered. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance, peace of mind.
Hey, it's your honorary pump attendant here to educate you on the do's and don'ts at the service station. Here's what you don't do. Do not pull up from the pump without first checking that the nozzle has been removed from your car. Because if you pop this, that's about $600,000 to $30,000 to replace. These things ain't cheap. What you want to do is make sure that the nozzle has been removed, or just wait for the universal sign, which is the double tap.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather over in the far eastern Atlantic, we still have that tropical wave several hundred miles to the southwest of the Cape Verde Islands. The National Hurricane Center giving it an 80% chance of developing. But looking at the computer models, they all suggest that it should not be a problem for us here in the Bahamas as a turn towards the northwest will take place before it reaches us. And then close to home, on the home front, we have a front boundary now across the central Bahamas that pushed through the northwest Bahamas last evening, and that will continue to push towards the southeast. So we will see some drier air conditions over the next several days, which will render some nice, comfortable temperatures at least into the middle part of this week. Forecast for tonight, partly cloudy, a bit on the mild side, but your low temperature just around 70 degrees. And tomorrow it's going to be mostly sunny and quite nice. High temperature about 80 degrees. Extended weather forecast. It's going to look like this. Pretty nice temperatures, possibly at 68 degrees tomorrow night, with your high temperature just around 80-degree mark. Slight warming trend taking place in the middle of the week. But that front system, that's going to back up over the northwest Bahamas as we head into Thursday and Friday. So we'll see an increase in clouds, showers, and thunderstorms heading into Friday. But after that, the front will then push back towards the south, and that's when we will see clearing skies with cooler temperatures again. Some 60s reporting in the upper 60s, pardon me, on Saturday and Sunday. And it seems as though there's a series of fronts, looking at those computer models, that will be moving through us over the next couple of days. So it seems as though the cool weather is really on the way. Makishla?
Well, thanks, Basil. And the Broadcasting Corporation is this month celebrating a birthday. Our Desmond Saunders takes a look back at where it all got started.
Carl Bethel, Kelsey Johnson. I mean, this lineup is filled with some of the greats of broadcasting. You look at this wall, it tells a story. And the story tells what the greatest and best of Bahamians are the bedrock of this corporation.
This tells a great story. When Princess came in, that's Princess Margaret, the Queen came as well, and ZS recorded all of this.
A walk down memory lane for General Manager of the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas, Clint Watson, as he viewed a memorabilia of sorts, a collection of pictures and images posted on the walls of the ZNS television building, depicting the early days of the national television station. The youngest, newly minted General Manager of ZNS, Watson, now hoping to build on the rich legacy created some 44 years ago.
I don't come with a fancy degree or fancy certification. I come with a passion and the wherewithal and the know-withal and the determination to see a change. And that's why I call myself probably the humblest of them all, because I don't have the accolades that people have to say, oh, I'm qualified to be here. I have a passion to be here. I have a passion for the people. I have an experience as where we should go, and that's what I'm doing, leading the people through that.
After his 20-plus years stint in media, Watson now channeling his knowledge, passion, and creativity into modernizing ZNS television with a lineup of 18 shows, daily live news content, new advertisers, new talent, and cutting-edge technology.
Working very hard to change the programming lineup of ZNS so that it is more attractive. People can enjoy it. You can turn on ZNS in the morning and find yourself watching it all day by the time we're done. We're bringing a whole lineup of new live TV shows in the afternoon and nighttime. We're bringing new entertainment. We're bringing new entertainment local shows. And so all around, we're changing the look of television.
As the nation reflects this week on the evolution of local television, Watson is reminded of the legacy he's inherited and the future he wants to create.
But what keeps it transformed, what keeps the quality of it, is the people that work here. My vision is always to impact them more than anyone else. Because if I can impact them, the standard will continue far beyond me. They will continue with the working ethics and the ability and the skill that they have far beyond me. It will outlive me. I transform the people, I've transformed the station. And if I've transformed the station, I've transformed communications in this country. And if I've transformed communications in this country, I've transformed the people of the Bahamas. And if I've transformed the people of the Bahamas, I've transformed the country.
The general manager also credits his deeply rooted Christian values to navigate his journey. Viewers can expect a number of activities to commemorate television's historic launch this week. Watson hoping his mark is memorable on the national landscape, and ZNS Television returns as the premier choice for thousands of Bahamians. Desmond Saunders, The Bahamas Tonight.
Well, thanks, Desmond, and that does it for The Bahamas Tonight. Thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. From all of us here at ZNS, thank you for watching and good night.
In 1953, the United States began using a female name for storms. And by 1978, both male and female names were used to identify Northern Pacific storms.